Hello everybody, my name is Kirby. Welcome back to the channel, and the special ingredient that we have today is... This is called an Orange Roughy. New Zealand Orange Roughy. Well then, let's create a dish. The special ingredient that we have today is this, Orange Roughy. There's actually several names for the Orange Roughy fish. Some people actually call it the Orange Roughy, some people say Red Roughy, some people say Deep Sea Perch, and in the Malaysian market, people actually call this in their Cantonese name called Chiong Sao Yi, which literally translates as long life fish. Why did the fish actually get this name? Simple, because this fish literally has a long life. You see, this fish actually has a lifespan of about maybe 150 to 200 years. That's really old for a fish. And for a fish to grow to be about this size, it most probably takes around like, I don't know, 30 to 40 years. So that's how it gets its name, the long life fish. So this fish is actually said to have this really nice, sweet and fluffy texture. It's similar with cod, but one thing that makes people kind of worried about this fish is the fact that because this fish has actually lived a very long time, it actually has a really high amount of mercury levels when you compare this fish to other kinds of fish. It's usually around like 5 to 10 times more. But the FDA has actually said that this fish is still safe to eat. The Orange Roughy, when it's alive, is actually like reddish a little bit. But after you catch it and then it dies, it becomes, well, this color. This fish is actually caught in New Zealand. So most of it is being caught in a place called Chatham Rise. Some of it is being caught in a place called the Challengers Plateau. Now let's take a closer look on this fish, shall we? This is what I got from a frozen state of Orange Roughy. I'm not really sure why, but as I move my hands over here, I don't feel any scales on it. Maybe the fisherman actually removed the scales out for me, but I'm not sure if that's true or not, because when you buy whole fish, usually they just send you a whole fish without descaling the fish. I really don't feel any scales at all. You can see that the head here is like really big. Other kinds of fish besides salmon, their head is like a little bit smaller than this, but this one, I can feel that most of the head here is nothing but bones. Fish usually you can see like some sort of meat on the cheeks, but this one I really don't feel anything at all. I don't know what's this coming out from this butthole. Maybe this is a female Orange Roughy. By the way, a female Orange Roughy actually lays eggs about 20,000 eggs at a time. And the fins, everything is kinda soft. Well then, what am I going to do with the Orange Roughy? I'm going to say that I'm going to use it to make two different dishes today. I really don't want to let the head go to a waste, so I'm going to use it to make a fish head soup. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out like, but I already prepared a lot of things in advance for it. Then for the fillet part, I'm going to use it to make a big Orange Roughy fillet with lemon pepper seasoning. Yeah, that would be great. So I'm going to start by, well, filleting the fish myself. Alright, the first thing I got to do is I'm going to have to remove the head. So starts by here, turn it around. Head off. Next, I'm going to start opening the guts by opening the butthole. Wow. Now this is funny. You can see that the guts inside here, there's this kind of like black layer inside the meat. But oh well, we can actually clean that off later. And the liver, wow. Oh, this is the liver. Like, it feels like some sort of creamy thing. But oh well. Removing that. I think this is the Orange Roughy eggs. This is probably a female Orange Roughy. 20,000 worth of eggs is somewhere inside here. So yeah. So I'm removing all of this. The eggs has a really nice color. It's this nice orange color. Maybe I'll try to cook it later and then we'll see what happens next. And this is most probably, I don't know. What is this? Don't know, don't care. Orange Roughy actually usually eats around like squids and shrimps under the sea, and they live actually 1 kilometers below sea level. So I'm actually wondering, what does this thing actually eat? Ew, what is this? I know it's kind of disgusting for me to be touching the guts like this, but oh well. Okay, tossing it away. Next, separating the spine from the belly bone. Cutting this part open. The meat looks really good. I'm gonna cut here as well. Okay, I'm removing the belly bones. Oh yeah, I forgot to take out the gills though. Whatever, I'll take it out later. So first thing, I think that the head is going to be, okay, soft. Now I'm actually really wondering what Orange Roughy actually eats. Surprisingly, that there's actually a lot of meat inside the head. I think it's a great choice that I actually decided to make a fish head soup out of this. Cutting the head off. Gills off. Alright, so now the Orange Roughy head is pretty much cleaned. And there you have it, all the pieces of Orange Roughy all together. I'm going to cook one fillet and 2 heads, and probably I'm going to try the eggs later. So we'll see what happens next. Mirin, cooking sake. I have some kombu that is already soaked in water for about 1 night. I'm going to pour everything in. Sugar, soy sauce, Orange Roughy heads, and last but not least, some daikon. Alright, so now I'm going to leave it here for about 15 minutes and the soup will be done. Next, half an onion. Leek. I'm not going to use the top part. Zucchini. Cut around here. I bought the wrong zucchini. Cut here, take out the seeds. Carrot. Tarragon leaves. I got some thyme leaf here. I'm just going to rip all of it off here. Black pepper, salt, and finally olive oil. Here we go, just mix this. For the lemon pepper seasoning, I'm going to start with some lemon zest, granulated garlic, olive oil, pinch of salt, black pepper, and some lemon juice. Okay, this should do. And I'm going to pour all the seasoning over and give it a massage. Orange Roughy fillet goes here. Right, I'm going to put the eggs over here and I'm going to try to eat it later. Alright, into the oven. Okay. Time to prepare some garnish. Let's put orange with Orange Roughy, shall we? Cherry tomato, apple cider vinegar, olive oil, and a dash of sugar. And here we have it, our Orange Roughy. Not the best presentation I had in mind, but I think it's acceptable enough. So, now let's get on with the taste test. I really want to try the soup first. So, here I go. Wow, the head really breaks into tiny pieces. Let's taste this. Let's start with the soup. Now it tastes like typical Japanese soup. I can taste the kombu and everything. The soup is kind of sweet because I added a lot of sugar in it. Sugar and mirin. Now I want to taste one thing. The eyeball. So let's see. Okay. Eyeball meat. I think people might find this disgusting, but here goes. Kind of tasteless. I mean, tastes just like any other fish eye. This white color thing inside the fish eyeball is not edible, so I'm just gonna leave it aside. Okay, there's actually a lot of meat inside the head. I'm gonna eat this orange roughy head with the soup. Let's see what it tastes like. Wow, the meat is really soft. It kind of reminds me of scallops, really. But it's much more softer compared to scallops. The soup is okay, not bad. Next thing I want to try is the bonus. I'm not even sure what is this going to taste like. This is the Orange Roughy eggs. Let's see. 20,000 worth of eggs down the drain. It's not bad, but I don't find it to be anything good as well. Okay, for the main course, lemon pepper orange roughy. Let's see what it tastes like. Surprisingly, the baked orange roughy is kind of firm. It doesn't matter. Let's give this a taste. Overall, this fish is not bad. It's kind of firm. It has a really firm texture. I thought it was going to be softer. Let's try some of the meat with some lumpfish caviar. The saltiness actually makes the fish taste better. And let's try vinegar orange with some orange roughy meat. It tastes about the same. I am not sure how did this fish end up becoming like popular. Personally, the boiled fish tastes much better than the roasted fish. This one you can actually feel that the meat is really soft and juicy. I mean, of course, because I boiled it. Well then, and here we have it. The review of the Orange Roughy. That's all I can say about it. Well, I'm gonna end my review now while I finish this meal. Whew, I'm really stuffed. That was like really a heavy meal for me. Like one whole fillet, that's a lot of meat. And alright, in today's episode we actually had Orange Roughy. We filleted it, we made a soup out of it, and we also made a big fish out of it. Well, the fish head definitely tastes way better than the big fish. Honestly speaking, in the previous episode, you can see that I actually make lemon sole. Honestly speaking, the lemon sole tastes way better than the Orange Roughy. I really don't know why. I can say one thing, if you're going to make Orange Roughy, I think you're going to have to avoid doing things like fried Orange Roughy or oven baked Orange Roughy. I don't think it's going to work that well. But if you do maybe things like pan fried or maybe steamed or maybe boiled Orange Roughy, that one is most probably going to be good. You see, I felt that the soup Orange Roughy, the meat is really nice, soft and juicy. The head, it has like so many bones on it. I mean, there's considerable some meat inside, to be honest. But I have to admit, when you open up the bones, I did not mention it just now, but there's actually all of these black color skins coming out from the meat. That black part is very bitter. Really, it's really bitter. So I really don't like to eat that again. Well then, that's all I can say about the Orange Roughy. I hope you find this video actually useful for you, and I'll see you in the next. Bye bye. Have you ever heard of the term called carria? It's like diarrhea, but instead of shit coming out from your butthole, it's actually red oil. This happens when you eat a lot of fish which actually has indigestible wax. This wax is actually not digestible by a human body and it will be rejected by your body later on. Turns out that the Orange Roughy has a lot of this wax in it. Well, I'm not gonna eat Orange Roughy alone ever again.